firstly, I just wanted to say that I think although social media is awesome and I love it, and that's how I did build my business to start with, you just need to also realise that it is just also a tool. And just posting or tweeting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, whatever you use, is not going to build your entire business. There is such a powerful thing with creating relationships with people, speaking to them face to face or on the phone, but even just connecting via social media. So, messaging them or replying to their comments or things like that. There is so much power in that. And that's why they come to us. They like us as a person. So we really have to interact with people as well. So although we're going to say all these great stuff about social media, don't forget the power of actually speaking to people and building relationships with people as well. So, so as Stephen said, obviously social media is very powerful, because it definitely can go all over the world as well. So we've got so much power at our fingertips. So I just wanted to go through some tips that I have learned along the way and that I found really beneficial as well. Firstly is understanding how social media works. I'm mainly a Facebook junkie. I do dabble into Instagram and Twitter a little bit and just getting into Periscope at the moment, but I am mainly a Facebook junkie. So you just really need to know that when you do a post on Facebook, not even a quarter of your friends will actually see that post. So it's just how Facebook works. There are so many posts that go up during the day. Don't think that every single one of your 300 friends are going to see your post every single time, because they're not. It'll only be a very small handful of them. So I guess that's where I struggled when I first started the business. I was too concerned that, I don't want to post too many times because, everyone's going to be annoyed at me of how much I'm posting and all that kind of stuff. But when I just kind of suck it up, and I think John said to me one day, your friends aren't going to pay for your bills and your friends aren't going to give you more time with your kids. And I was all like, oh yeah, good point. So straight away from that, I changed my thinking of my Facebook from a personal tool to a business tool. Not saying that I don't do personal things on my social media, because it's so important for people to actually identify to your true self. You need to be your true self on social media, otherwise people will not even listen or read anything that you write. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that I just clearly thought of it as a business tool and a business strategy as well. So that's the first thing. So just really understand that when you're posting, that you're not, and a good test of this is that, go and check your top best 5 friends, go and see their Facebook, and I bet you have not seen their top 5 posts. So it's a really good exercise to do, actually, because you actually look at people's Facebook pages and see things that you've never seen before. So just remember that you're not bugging people and that people don't see it. People need to know what you're doing. So this is another big one, rookie error, that I think when people first come into the business, they do one post. So their first post of like the ones that we do in the DCN saying, I'm looking for people to come join us, and they don't get any responses. So they give up. They're like, nah, no way, I'm not going to do it anymore, because people just don't want to join it with me. Rookie error. Just because people don't comment on your first post, it's probably because, especially like someone like me that didn't come from a health background, all of a sudden I'm talking about dropping fat and gaining energy. They're all like, what the hell is she on about? So just make sure that you don't, that you are making people aware actually what you're doing. And it does take some time sometimes. It's continuous effort. You just can't post, once a week thinking that, oh yeah, I posted once a week today, once a week, that's going to be enough. It's not, because like I said before, not everyone's going to see it. So people need to know what you're doing. We don't see everyone on Facebook world, I've got, over 2,000 friends. I don't see every single one of them, obviously. So they need to know what I'm doing, and I need to create that vision in my Facebook posts. So you just need to be really, really mindful of that people need to know what you're doing, and you need to do continuous posting. And I'll go through that in a sec. Be authentic with your posting and create your own identity. Really know who you want to be seen as on Facebook. And something to really go and do after we train tonight is just have a look on your Facebook page and scroll through your Facebook page, and just think if you're a stranger looking on that Facebook page, what they would think of you. Like, how would they identify you? And if it's not the way that you want to be identified, then you need to change the way you're posting. So for me, for example, I want to be identified as a boss mum, into clean eating, to an extent, but mainly about, creating a lifestyle around my kids. I want to be seen as a really positive, motivated person. So when I do my posts, I always have that stuff on top of my head of that's how I want to be seen. And I'm pretty confident if people scroll through my page, that's the identity that they would actually see. And if you're struggling with your identity, have a chat to, Stephen or myself, or your other leaders, and have a really good chat about that, because you need to know who you are being portrayed as to the world, because that's exactly what Facebook or all social media is. And with being authentic, we've got, I've seen at times people, having all this motivational stuff on Facebook, and then you go meet them in real life and they're like a real downer kind of person. You can't do that. People will not buy that. People will not, they will know you're fake, and they will not read any other ones of your posts. So if you're going to be, if you're posting about all clean eating, like all the time, you're saying, I never eat McDonald's, I never do this, and they go see you at Macca's, like that, they're not going to believe you. So you just need to be really, really authentic and truthful with what you're actually doing as well. And being authentic, I train my team that if people slip up in the detox or slip up during the DCN program, and you're doing the DCN and you're a team member as well, be authentic about that. We're not all saints. We're not all, living the life of clean eating 24/7 a day and, not having fun. And we need to really portray that. So really be authentic, your authentic self. Don't sell, and be intriguing. The biggest thing that I did when I first started was I was very much about, the next 24-day program starts next week, be on it. Or, just always talking about before and afters all the time. When my business really started to take off, it was when I was being more intriguing. So although I still do, don't get me wrong, I still do the before and afters, they're fantastic, still use them, but just mix it up a bit. So, you might, I'm not sure if anyone saw the other day, I strategically did a post on my nail. I broke my nail, and I've had really bad nails throughout the whole of my life, and since taking the berry caps, I've had amazing nails. So I broke a nail, and I was all like, oh, I don't want to post this because it's kind of embarrassing. I was like, no, I'm going to do it. So I posted my nail broken, and I kind of said, oh, how do I, this is going to sound like really dramatic, but how do I fix this? And I got 3 orders just from that, because I had a picture of my nail on there with all my real nails. They're all like, oh, just go take it to the beauty salon. I was all like, no, but they're real. They're like, what, it's real? I got 3 orders just from that silly post about me breaking my nail. So be really strategic, about it, and intriguing. So, you'll see none of the really, really successful people in the business. So I've learned a lot of my stuff from Katie Ravey. She's amazing at social media. You won't see her write Juice Plus in her posts, because that's not intriguing. People can just go and Google Juice Plus and find out the information. So really use things like, Whole Food Caps or Trio of Beauties or These Bad Boys, or something that's a little bit more intriguing than just writing Juice Plus, because that's not intriguing, and people will know that you're selling when you do that. For breakfast, I write, getting my plant-based protein shake in me plus my 27 fruit and veg for the day. like just something like that, like, and that's, you know, gets people talking as well. So that's something that I find really, really works. Yeah. So just remember about being intriguing with your lifestyle as well. So we're not, you know, we're obviously about the program and the products, but you also really need to show your lifestyle. So instead of just always trying to be about, you know, join my team, you know, I need 5 people this month, you know, it's good to do that, but not all the time. Do things like what I found really works for me is just saying things about, you know, how lucky I am that I've been able to, like this morning, like it was a Monday morning, hectic Monday morning for most people, but I was at the park with my kids, and I'll make it very known that that's what I do. And so people will ask me, you know, how do you get so much, why are you at the park with your kids when it's Monday? You know, it's just an intriguing thing. Or if you get your bonus, so if you've got like a, you know, your $100 bonus when you first start, you know, tell people about that. You know, if you're going out to dinner or something, say, you know, awesome, $100 bonus from my part-time business, we're out to dinner. Or one of my team members the other day, you know, she wrote on her post something like, you know, I've never shouted my husband for dinner before, it feels awesome. You know, just something like that. You know, you're not saying exactly what you're doing, but you're just creating a little bit of intrigue that people will actually ask you. And they might not ask you straight away, but if you keep posting about these things and how your lifestyle's changed and how happy you are, and once again, be authentic. If you're not happy, don't post it. But, you know, that's the changes that you're seeing with the business and the program and products, then, you know, really show it, and people will come back to you. And just know it does take a while to have your social media posture. It took me a good 12 months to actually, you know, for people now, they come to me quite a lot to ask me questions about the program products or how you know, not working anymore and what are you doing. So, you know, don't feel that, you know, that you're not doing anything with your social media if you're posting a lot and no one's coming to you. People are watching. That's what people do. They sit back and watch. They either are looking for you to fail, or they just want to see what you're doing. And eventually, when the time's right for them, they will come ask you a question if it's of interest to them. So just keep going and just keep being continuous with your posting as well. I think that's really all I have. That's probably my you know, top tips that have helped me with my social media. Yeah, so the biggest one is definitely make sure that you go back on your Facebook after our training and just have to scroll through your page and see if you are being identified as how you want to be identified. Because people will scroll. They will look at your Facebook page and they will scroll through it to see what you're about. And don't think they won't, because they definitely do. I do it all the time. I'm a Facebook stalker though, but, you know, I do it all the time. So definitely do that. That's really cool. Campbell, back to you, Stephen.
Awesome. Thank you. That was really cool. So yeah, I'd say the only little bits really to kind of go back over is, again, yeah, looking at your Facebook page and actually seeing if that's what you want to be known as. Also, another thing as well is that you need to make up your mind straight away whether you're prepared to use your Facebook page as part of your business. Because I know sometimes people don't want to really use their Facebook too much because they have all the life in it and everything. And that's perfectly fine. But if that's you, then you need to start up a new page if you want to actually use it for your business. Because part of using social media as well is also adding new friends constantly, because you want to have that new flow of people constantly coming into your network. And it's not just about just bringing anybody in, but you can actually pick specific niches on what you want to target with that. So like I've had a few people I've spoke to now that I mother with kids and stuff, and they say, oh, I don't feel too comfortable just adding random people. And I said, okay, cool. So what kind of people would you like to be able to target using your Facebook page? And because they're a mother, and I said, would you like to try and target mothers? And she said, yeah. So and all I said was, why don't you go in and look for specific mothers groups And from there, you can actually start adding people from there. So if people message you saying, why are you adding me or whatever, you can just say, well, I see we're in the same group. I'm also a mother and I was just connecting with other mothers. So like you can look for specific niches that you want to actually target. So like you can look for people in the health industry. You can look, whatever it may be, you can look for whatever kind of interest you have. Look for one of those specific groups in whatever area you want to target, and then even jump in to them. But also as well, what you could do is you could jump in and start posting some stuff within that group. Now, not stuff about trying to sell or anything like that, but it just could be tips. It could be other people could be posting up stuff and you're just commenting underneath it. So that way then people are seeing that you're active in the group and they're seeing your name pop up every so often. Because when you're in groups and you're posting, everybody will get a notification about it. So that would also make it easier to be able to start adding people as friends within those groups. By adding people as groups as well, or adding new people to the Facebook, like Lauren said, it does take a lot of time before people actually start to go up and into what you're actually doing. So like if every day you're adding new people, those new people you're adding, you can be seeing your stuff properly for months down the track. So that's why we're always bringing in that flow of people. Another thing with
hang on, Stephen. Just wanna mute everyone. There's just some background noise.
I'm gonna do that there. Cool. So another thing as well is what I find that not too many people are doing is when you put up a post and if somebody likes it or comments on it, that you need to actually get in contact with those people. I watched a video, I think it was last week, that John Holowati was talking about, that when he was in building mode, that he committed to posting 3 times a day on his Facebook. And then at the end of every day, he'd actually collect up anybody that liked or commented on his page and he'd actually private message them. And it might be just something like, hey, how are you? I just noticed that you liked one of my posts. I just want to say thanks for that, or I just want to reach out and just say hi and just connect because I noticed you like some of my stuff. Or so you're just trying to build that relationship with new people constantly. And then of course, if people are liking on it, that means people are watching what you're doing. So you do want to try and make that connection with people. And again, like you're not just going, oh, I'm just going to try and connect this person and try and sell something to them. You're simply just trying to connect and build that relationship with them. Because even just having a bit of a chit chat with people, they're more inclined to start checking out what you're all about then after that. So besides that, I think Lauren kind of went through everything really about the whole Facebook side of it. And it is about really being consistent as well. That it's not just about going, okay, I'm going to post up something today and I'll see what happens. You need to really commit to 60 to 90 days of constantly posting every single day, putting up value to people, and then that's when you'll start to see a return from it. You're not just going to see it from a week or two posting up. So that's kind of really the whole thing with Facebook at the moment.
Sorry, can I just add something in there, Stephen? Sorry. Something that a couple of my team use is an app called Buffer. So if you're thinking, I don't have time to do posting every single day, there's an application called Buffer and you could schedule your posts in for the week. So if you know a Monday night you're free for an hour, then I would sit down for that hour and do your whole week's worth of scheduling. So it's a free app. It's just called Buffer. So that might help you guys as well if you think that you don't have time to think of a post every single day.
Cool. I've seen a couple of posts actually lately from people when they're posting up even the before and after pictures, and they're posting up and they're just saying they're basically kind of coming across salesy, or else they're just posting their link without saying anything at all. So like you're not going to really get any people clicking on links unless you're actually building that intrigue by saying, oh wow, I can't believe this person's after losing this much weight in 24 days and they're feeling more energized and everything. And then you can direct someone to a link. But just by putting up your link, you're not really going to get anybody clicking on it. So yeah, I don't think there's really too much more to Facebook. It's just about consistency and making sure that you are doing it daily. And then obviously the best times to do it is going to be morning, lunchtime, and then the evening, 6, 7 p.m. So Ronan's going to share a little bit about what he's been doing on Instagram and how he's actually starting to build up his Instagram. So I'm just going to pass it off to him.
Hello everybody. Recently, I started using Instagram as well because, well, I would say I was using Facebook first, and the way I was using Facebook was basically I was just going through my whole friends list, and basically I was just trying to start a conversation with every single one of them, because like just saying, hey, how are you, how are things, or because you would have seen something maybe that some event in their life on their page, you can nearly mention that. Say like, oh, I've seen you got a new car, or whatever the case may be. And it's good to strike up a conversation. But I got to the end of my friends list, so I was because I don't really like sending out cold contact messages to people I don't really know. So what I did was I started using my Instagram account. I had an Instagram account for years, but I never really used it. But there's actually a way that you can actually build up your followers on it. So I don't know how many of you actually use Instagram at the moment, but the way you do it is you find, like as Stephen says, specific niches that, like say now if you went to Tony Robbins' page now, for instance, and you went into his followers and just started following all them type of people, because they're all kind of like-minded people, and they're into motivation, inspiring stuff, and they could be interested. But like there's probably about maybe 40% of people that you follow will actually follow you back. So it's actually a good way to build up your followers. So I think I've nearly probably 4,000 followers on Instagram now. And when you put up a picture on Instagram, see the difference between Instagram and Facebook is if you put a picture up on Facebook, it'll just come up on your Facebook and only your friends can see it. If you put up a picture on Instagram and you hashtag specific topics and stuff like that and phrases or words, actually anybody in the world that's on Instagram can search and see your picture. So it's another good way to bring in followers and bring in people who are actually interested in what you're putting up. So like even the join the team post, I put that up on Instagram and I got probably maybe 60 likes on it. And you can actually send private messages on Instagram as well. They're after improving it a bit now, so it's a bit easier. But I basically just private messaged them 60 people, and probably maybe 20 of them actually came back to me. And then you can just start a conversation with them because they're interested in the DCN or whatever the picture is about. If they like it, they're interested in it. So it's a good way to bring up a conversation with them about it. Another thing I started to do was actually create my own pictures on Canvas. And it's because like in Instagram, people don't really, well, most people, they only have a look at the picture. They don't actually read the bio about the picture. They don't, like a lot of people wouldn't read what you're actually writing about it. So I actually put up questions on the pictures, just like say like even question, well, what would you do with an extra $1,000 a month? You know, all this kind of stuff. And anyone that actually reads it, they like it. So they're generally interested in the actual question you're asking. So it's like a conversation starter when you actually send them that first message. So it's going well for me. I'm getting a lot of contacts with it. I haven't actually got a team member out of it yet, but I'm only just kind of starting to really push it now. But I'm talking to a lot of really interesting people. I actually got a fella he was actually part of a different network marketing company, and the network marketing company actually shut down. And he got on to me, and me and Stephen actually did a three-way Zoom event with him. And he was telling us all about his network marketing company shutting down, and he had a full team that wanted to find another company. So we were just telling them all about our company, like, and if that one lead actually came over and joined my team, I'd have probably about 15 people automatically straight away into my business. So it just shows like you never know who's out there, who's liking your pictures, who could be interested. So I just keep pushing now, and hopefully I'll put some good results out of it, and I will keep you posted.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so like with the what I was saying, Ron was saying there about getting specific followers, that all you simply got to do is when you open up your Instagram account, and you basically go to search, and you can search people, you can search tags, you can search places. So if you want to focus on, say, fitness people, all you got to do is type in some famous fitness person, and you're going to get you'll see all their followers inside there. So like even kind of people that I've been trying to follow was, you might have seen those skinny wrap things that are about. So I basically went into one of their pages, and all you got to do is when you go into one of their page, click on one of their pictures, and then all the likes that are in that picture, click on that, and then you can add all those people, and then you might have like 30 to 40% of those people will add you back. So the people that have liked those pictures, you know that they're interested in weight loss and stuff like that. And obviously, if they're liking all this rap stuff, that means they're looking for like quick fixes and stuff. But if you're getting them to follow you back and you're putting up stuff about people getting the same kind of results except for eating real food, that they're going to be more intrigued after a while. But again, this is another thing that's going to take a bit of time, because again, it's about getting those followers, and then it's about really putting out as much value as you can, so those followers are building up that interest and really actually seeing what you're all about. So like I think you can add up to 100 people at a time. So you do 100 people and you wait an hour, and you 100 people wait an hour.
It's only like 5 minutes.
But then you can only have a specific amount of people that are following you and that you're following. So like if you added if you were following 5,000 people and you'd only like 1,000 following you, then it stops you from actually adding more people. So there's another app called Followers Plus. So it's another free app, and you basically go into that, and then you can unfollow the people that aren't following you. So the way we've been doing it is we basically follow a couple of thousand people, leave it a couple of days if nobody follows, for ones that don't follow back, then go into that app, into the Followers Plus, and then just start unfollowing all the people that aren't following you. Because then you're kind of refreshing it and you're starting again, moving forward and getting more followers. But yeah, that's kind of what we're trying with Instagram at the moment. But it's just all about going where people are. Like you can use LinkedIn, you can use whatever it is. It's just about trying to find ways of reaching out and connecting with other people in any way possible. Does anybody have any questions or anything?
Hey, Gareth.
Oops.
Anybody have any questions, huh?
I think I had a question. I can't remember what it is.
This station is
Cool. Well, if nobody's any questions, then we can, I suppose we can wrap it up. Actually, no, before we go, another thing as well is, obviously we have the events on Thursday. So again, that's something that everybody can be really trying to focus on working towards. Yeah, that's something that everybody can be working towards as well at the moment. So, so the one on Thursday is at 7:45, and then there's another one that starts at 6 a.m. Friday morning. So that's kind of for the UK people. So yeah, the one 7:45. It is starting to get better because people are starting to share their stories and stuff, and I think that's the most powerful part. So like even if you don't have anybody joining us, it is going to be really good for you to jump on as well. Just because as well you're going to be learning as well by just even listening to it, but then also as well by if we have more people sharing their stories, and it doesn't matter how far in the business you are or what you've actually got from it, but even just sharing what you're excited about, why you got involved, if you've got results from the program, what kind of results that you got, because when we have potential leads listening in as well and watching, that having that kind of stuff happening is going to be really, really powerful. So and again, when we're using social media to get people onto the events, it's not just about going to the event page and inviting everybody. You really need to be getting in contact with people. So whether it's going to be on the phone, messaging people, building up that conversation, and just simply saying to them, look, we have an info session happening on Thursday. Would you be open to checking it out? You can tune in from your phone or your laptop, and you can tune in while you're at home. So it's just about having that conversation with people and really just sharing that we do have this in place. Would they be open to jumping on and checking it out? Anybody have any other questions at all? No? All right. Well, before we go, we've taken a photo.
Yay, I was going to say, let's get a photo.
Right, 1 second. Right, everybody, show your camera face. Cool. Awesome.
I actually have a question, by the way.
Yeah.
I get this a lot, and like, I'm a young mum and I've got a lot of young mum friends. Like, I'm 25, they're all 25 and have their babies. And they all get the exact same amount of money as me, right? I know what I get paid, I know what they get paid.
Yeah.
And I talk to my friends a lot about their daily expenses. It's sort of like a thing where everybody vents on Facebook, so I know what they're paying for and stuff. And then I cop this one all the time: I don't have enough money, or I'm paying off something and I've got to save up, or it just sounds like an excuse. Like, should I just keep going on with it, or should I just move along? Just be like, oh, sweet, when you've got the money, just let me know, and then just let it go, or follow up a month later, or what? Because I don't want to feel like I said to John, it's easier to take rejection from strangers. With friends and family, you kind of feel like they have an obligation to be there for you when you're starting something.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the business or the program buying?
Like, what I'm saying is, like, for your friends, like the warm market where you're asking people that you know if they can help you or help themselves, or, you know, get into it and whatnot.
Program or the business though?
The program and the business, because I have put it forth both ways. Yeah, like they seem to like have that I don't have enough money or I need to save for it sort of thing all the time, but at the same time,
I jump in there.
The way that you want to come across is it's really about the questions that you ask people. So
yeah, like they tell me that they do want to lose weight, and I say, well, what's your goals and things like that, and I do ask them, you know, like, what do they want to achieve from a program, and they get right into it. In the end, they say, you know, so how much is it going to cost? And I show them, and they go, oh God, that's way too much for me.
So
I've just like spent 15 minutes talking, and then nothing.
If you go a bit further in about asking people, so if someone just says to you, I want to lose weight, blah blah. You want to try and aim to ask another 5 questions before you actually approach them about the program. So like if they say, I want to lose weight or whatever, then you say, okay, cool. So how much weight do you want to lose? How long have you been wanting to lose weight? What have you tried before to help you lose weight? What do you believe is holding you back at the moment? What would you be willing to do to lose that weight within the next 6 weeks or whatever it is? How would you feel about it? So what you're doing is you're really getting them to connect emotionally to them actually wanting to lose that weight, and then you're also kind of taking them on a bit of a journey, asking them how they'd feel if they did lose it. What would that allow them to do that they feel they can't do now? Would it help with their So when they really have that deep connection with it, because people will buy into anything as long as they see the value. It's never about the cost, it's just about them seeing the value. And it is really just about asking those questions. Of course, you're going to get some friends that may just say it just to support you, whatever. But if they do really want to do it, they'll do it. That's kind of what I find is if you ask those deeper questions and really find out why they'd want to do it, then just say to them, look, what I'll do is I'll share some information with you and I'll follow up with you. So letting them kind of decide, because you're not there to push it on them whatsoever. You're just simply there.
No, that's what I mean. I don't want to feel like I'm pushing people, and I'm relatively new. I only started like 2 weeks ago, so
cool.
It's just
so you never want to come across that you want to try and push it on anybody, because we're not salespeople. We're not about pushing it on people. We're simply here to provide a solution to whatever their problem is, and it works exactly the same for the business as well. We just ask them their open-ended questions and really find out how this can help them. And then at the end of the day, it's just about all we can do is share the information, and it's up to them whether they jump on board or not once we follow up with them.
Something that really helps me as well is when you do know your friends, you know what their what I call rubbish expense is. So you know if they go out for coffee every day, if they drink alcohol, if they, they go get their nails done, that stuff. And so I use that. So I say, okay, they go, oh, that's too expensive. I'm more like, well, you won't have coffee during the 24 days of the program. That's $4, coffee's $5 a day, and our program's $4.75 a day. So we're saving you money. So that's how I get overpriced every single time, is I just go through saying, well, it's a replacement cost with whole food nutrition. How can you not want to say yes to that? And it's like Stephen said, if they're genuine enough and they see the value in it, and you've taken that through that journey, then price shouldn't be an objection anyway.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I've got a girlfriend who a couple of years ago I took through a very, very hard road. Like, I saw her every day, twice a day, to take her to the gym and make her eat right. And I went through, like, I did accounting as well, and I went through all her finances, and she spends $284 a fortnight on junk food. And she says that she can't afford it. And I said to her, that is ridiculous and disgusting. And I'm a very honest friend. I've known her my whole life. And I said, that is why you are 100+ kilos. And I said, if you're really serious about it, and we have done this before, I just want to take you through an easier way of doing it, let me know and stuff. But, like, she tells me her finances, I just laugh. I just think, oh my God, $288 a fortnight on McDonald's and KFC and lollies and Pringles and yuck.
Yeah, I'll just move on from someone like that because they don't see the value in it yet.
Yeah.
Another thing as well is that once you've shared it with them and you've shared with what it's all about, and if they say no now, if you start posting up on Facebook all the results and pictures of food and all that kind of stuff, eventually they will come back to you. So again,
that's why I post every day, multiple times a day.
So like, if they keep seeing all these different results coming in, they will turn around eventually. So yeah, you just have a chat with them, you share it with them, and let them decide if it's for them or not when you follow up with them.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
So the ones who don't have the money right now, it's okay to just put them on the back burner for a little bit and let them know if they do want to sign up at any time, they can message me and I'll. Yeah.
For people that don't really have the money now, then you could go down the business route and just share with them a bit about the business. Just say to them, look, well, if you can see the benefit of the program, and if something that you really want to do, would you know 5 friends that would like to improve their health, lose weight, have more energy? And just I think if you can think of 5 friends now, who would they be? And then from there you can say, okay, cool. Well, if you really want to do this, what we could do is we could actually set you up, and you would the commissions that you'd make would cover the cost of your own products. So you'd basically get it for free.
Well, that's what I did.
Well, yeah. So you could just go down that route with people.
Yeah.
Does that kind of help?
Well, yeah. Well, that's all the questions I had, and yeah, at least I know some different ways to go about it now.
Awesome.
Instead of just, like completely barring them out with a no and a no. So I can always just do a little green box and just be like, they're waiting for money.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's just no now. Cool. Anybody else have any questions? No?
No.
All right, cool. We shall wrap it up though. And we'll speak to everybody on Thursday for the event.
Yeah, we will.
Awesome.
See everybody. Have a good night.
So, yeah, that whole time I was talking with you guys, I just got another customer.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Super. All right, have a good night. Ciao.
All right, see ya.
Bye.